Hi girls, I'm back. I'll talk about the holiday in a bit. I've got a bit tanned, you might be able to tell. I'm not quite as the pasty goth white as I was before. So yeah, good times, good times. The theme of this week is death, which is my fault really. I was picking a skull out of my old school blazer because I was hunting through there for something else, and yeah, I found a skull and people like Jess and I were talking about the theme, I think, and death popped into my head because I had a skull in my hand. I had a skull in my school blazer all through year 11. Let's not question it. I was a cool kid. Yeah, so it's just a general theme. You girls can blab on about anything you want to do with death. I'm not really sure where you all want to go with it, but yeah. So pretty much my ideas on death is that after it, there's nothing. I don't believe in any sort of afterlife or anything. I just think it's silence and darkness and we're not even aware of it. Which is kind of a scary thought, and I still find it quite hard to wrap my head around the fact there's going to be nothing. But it's what I believe. I don't believe in afterlife or any sort of religion, so yeah. Personally, I want one of those really nice deaths where you're like in a bed surrounded by family when you're 106 and you just sort of go quietly after leaving a final message on Tumblr. And yeah, either that or one of those really weird freak accidents where you like get a tube stuck through your head and you just die instantly. I don't know. I think it'd be quite cool if it's memorable. So yeah. I don't think death is particularly a thing to be scared of. Like, it's inevitable. It happens to everyone. And I don't know. I don't think it's anything to be frightened of. It's just ceasing to be. You're not going to miss anything because you're not alive, so nothing's going to happen to you, and it'll just be nice and quiet. At my funeral, that's another thing to talk about. I want 2 songs to be played. Actually, I can't decide between these 2 songs. I either want Yellow Card's How I Go to be played, or Set the Fire to the Third by Snow Patrol. Like, I don't know if it's a thing over here, but here we always seem to play songs at funerals, like at least one. But both those songs are really sad, so I'm thinking I might just, I don't know, request a Panic at the Disco one if it ever happens. Just so everybody could have a little rave around the coffin. Or I might just, oh, Helena by Mike Kevin. Oh, that's a good one. I might go with that one. Don't worry, I'm not planning to die yet. Yeah, so death. Blog of this week is The Skeptic's Guide to Twilight. It's a blog that is sort of anti-Twilight, but it argues it intelligently and it doesn't start massive flame wars against the Twilight fans, which is kind of refreshing because Tumblr, I've seen a lot, have just been unprovoked attacks on Twilight fans, and I don't know, it really annoys me. I know after I did some of it, but I think we should be actually doing it with some intelligence, actually be using reason in our arguments and have it in a form of debate, not just a massive argument. Like, because we're both, like, Harry Potter fans and Twilight fans, we both like books. We should just settle and get along, and it just pisses me off when we seem to, like, Harry Potter fans seem to think we should be in 2 separate groups, and no, it shouldn't be like that. So yeah, a link down there in my pants. So, holiday talk. Bulgaria was horrible. No way about it. It was really insanely hot. Like, literally, me and Mum would just be sat in a bar and sweat would just be pouring off us. It was really, really manky. And, yeah, it was too hot. The resort we were in was made purely for tourists. There was no actual proper residents there. And the place just didn't have any soul whatsoever. It was just it used to be a forest, and they just chopped it down and stuck a load of manky hotels in the middle of it. And worst part is there wasn't even any because there was lots of excursions and trips out to places from there, but there wasn't a single trip around the forest, which was huge and surrounded us on all sides, but it was pretty much ignored, which was irritated me because I love my nature. And the food at the hotel, because we're all inclusive, was absolutely horrible. It was alright for a couple of days, but after that, it just got really sickening. It was always some like ricey stuff, chicken, chips, and potatoes pretty much every day, lunch and dinner. And I got really, really sick of it, and I felt really unhealthy. And I came home and I just craved fruit and vegetables, and I've just been stuffing myself with food ever since because it's so nice to have it good tasting again. And there's also a case of one kid who I met who got sick of the chicken nuggets because they were undercooked and they were actually still mushy inside, and it was disgusting. And this guy was really nice as well. It was a fun holiday actually. Well, we had a fun couple of nights because there was a big massive group of English people there. So we all sort of bonded over how crap the hotel was, and we went out one night to this German karaoke bar and ended up doing shots. I'm a 13-year-old. I don't really know how. But that was a good night. So I did have some fun times there. But 2 weeks was way too long. A week would have been long enough, and that's pushing it. And I'm just really glad to be back. And I'm glad to be back making videos. So, yes, I'll see you tomorrow.